Hey, how's it going everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So, Robb Stark made a lot of mistakes during his War of the Five Kings. And today, we're going to be diving in with the epic Realm of Thrones mod for Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord and seeing if we can right a few of them wrongs. Can I flip the war and actually make Robb win? And of course, finally proclaim ourselves king in the north. For of course, we bow to no king but the king in the north whose name is Stark. So you may be wondering how we're actually going to be able to play as Robb Stark. Well, we are using the awesome player switch mod, which basically allows you to play as any single character in the entirety of the game. So again, if you guys want to see me take on more characters, maybe Jon Snow, Tywin Lannister, even the evil Joffrey Baratheon, then let me know in the comments by, of course, telling me which character you want to see me play and by dropping a like on this video. It's really simple to go ahead and use this mod. All you have to do is, of course, download it, install it, and then just press the delete button and then find the faction that you want to play as. So with Robb selected, we are going to get pushed all the way over to wherever he spawns. I don't know why he spawns all the way up here in Deepwood Mob, but that is fine. We will now make our way over to Winterfell and I guess prepare ourselves for the oncoming war. One thing we can do in the brand new update of Realm of Thrones is we can actually go and recruit soldiers directly from the castle by going to the keep and then going to our Castellan, which is of course going to be Roderick, and we can talk to him about raising our militia, and he's going to basically provide me with the soldiers I need. You guys can also see as well some of the new Winterfell interior, which is part of the brand new update, but it's currently Patreon only. Looks absolutely amazing, really nice stuff, and they're just improving the mod constantly. But here we go, we can recruit some actual Stark soldiers from here. We need to pick the Stark levies, and we can choose the amount. Now at the moment, it is really cheap. Obviously, this is a work in progress build. I think this is a great idea though, because generally when you get to this stage in the campaign, you don't really have much to spend your money on, and again, recruiting soldiers is always such a bore when you've been playing for 10, 15, 20 hours in a single campaign, so you just want to basically be able to raise them like this. Of course, I think this should be like triple, quadruple, even like 20 times as expensive, because you have loads of money at this time anyway, but it's a nice way to be able to recruit a bunch of soldiers. Again, you guys can see some of Winterfell right here, and we'll talk to Roderick again and recruit just simply another 100 soldiers. Okay, so now we have our army, a quick 211 men. We're going to of course have to buy some more food. I also as well love the new banner design and also the new horse armor in these updates as well. They're doing such a good job of just improving this mod. Also, funnily enough as well, we are wielding ice right now as well, which is going to see when we get into battle, you guys are going to see just the sheer strength of it. But let's stock up on grain. We're going to need a fair amount of this when we're marching south, when we go past Moat Cailin and everything else down there. And I have a pretty good plan on how to win this. We'll also buy some beer for the boys, and we're going to need some horses. So let's stock up on mules, some sumpter horses, and then some horses to actually ride into battle with. Okay, so we have our army. I'm going to head my way down to Moat Cailin. That's where I'm going to basically assemble my forces. And realistically, we could start to assemble our forces now. I'm going to give people a little bit more time to go around and recruit more soldiers. We also do need to be careful with the initial parts of this war, because keep in mind, if we go to our party, our forces, we do just have the Stark levies. They're tier 2, so they're not awful. But again, they basically have no armor. They're very ill-equipped, and until we get up to like the House Guard and the Stark swords, we're going to be struggling pretty heavily. Once we get up here, we'll be laughing all the way to the bank. But also, when we're invading the south, when we go into the Westerlands or the Riverlands or the Crown Lands, wherever we decide to take these battles, we're going to be pretty far away from home, which means we're not going to be able to recruit these soldiers as easily. We go, the first sparks of war have now erupted. Ned Stark has been executed for treason. The lion and the wolf are at each other's throats. Stannis and Renly are calling their banners to claim what they think is rightfully theirs, and the war of the Five Kings has truly begun. So let's go and do that. We'll raise our banners. Of course, we would have already raised our banners when Ned was taken prisoner, but now is the true time to march south. So what we'll do is we'll go over to our army section and we'll pick some men. I mean, Roose Bolton seems like an upstanding vassal. He will of course come to our aid, and we'll probably go with some of the most men. Wyman Manley can get off his big old bottom and come and help us, even though no Wyman hate here. Wyman's one of my favorite characters. We'll take a Glover and a Karstark, even though, he might be, even though the wall might freeze over before he marches behind him, and we'll of course take a Reed into us. We'll not take the Dustins in, and then finally maybe an Umber. This will be a nice little starting force for us to take down south. So they'll arrive, we'll assemble the army, and then this is going to be my plan. So luckily we can probably bypass the twins with our forces. We're not going to have to worry too much about going through there and making any unwielding marriages, but I think I want to make my way towards Harrenhall. As we're seeing from the current TV series of House of the Dragon, and which we saw in the War of the Five Kings, Harrenhal is a great position. Of course, it's going to support us and allow any extra reinforcements to come down. It gives us a good position to either push into the Westerlands and make our way over to Castle Rock, or we can make our way over to King's Landing and try and take that settlement. That's of course while Stannis is also fighting from Dragonstone. He's currently busy fighting his brother in the Stormlands, but basically Harrenhal will give us that position to launch an invasion wherever we want. And of course it is a big enough settlement that can actually house our army. We can get supplies there, and it's close to many other settlements if we need more food or anything else. We have also been able just to catch ourselves a big old group of robber knights here, and this is going to be great. We're actually going to take this battle pretty, why not? There's 150 of them, which is very nice. We're going to take this battle because this will be a great time to actually train up our 200 odd raw recruits in the midst of this epic swampy battle. I mean, we are in Moat Cailin, so that does make sense. I will of course lead the infantry right now, giving them plenty of bonuses, and we'll let Howland Reed take over the cavalry and give him a little bit of positions. I love the banners, even though it is quite dark, you guys can truly see how awesome it is. A lot of these basic soldiers, and we also have some Northern Warlords. These are going to be some really strong heavy infantry. These are being taken up by House Reed, and I love that they actually have the banners on them. We do need to be a little bit careful though. The AI does have a lot of cavalry with these robber knights, but hopefully we won't take too many casualties, and we simply can just push up and deal with these guys. Leave my infantry back here. We're just going to go on a little raiding mission. I'm going to push my way forward with my cavalry and just try and encourage them to come forward. We've already loosed all of our arrows. Unfortunately, not only taken out one or two of them, but this should be fine. Even in the swampy areas, we'll be able to just rip through them, even though I just took a pretty big hit right there. The rest of the cavalry should be able to break through quite nicely. And there we go. We've encouraged them to come forward. We'll retreat back now. Hopefully, I've formed a nice little tight square, so that should be enough to really kind of throw off any extra cavalry charges. With all the banners here, I think we'll be fine. They're going to hit into us pretty hard, but yeah, we'll be able to send them back quite quickly. And this is actually not a bad plan of action as well. I brought my forces down into the swampland, and they're actually going to be able to really counter the enemy cavalry. We're going to smash into me, but they're going to slow up massively as they do, and I think we'll be able to really just take down the enemy line as they fall back. And yeah, that's going to be a great way of dealing with elite cavalry. This would be a good place to fight the Westerlands, because realistically their charges are going to amount for nothing, and the Westerlands are really renowned for their cavalry in this mod. Beautiful, there we go. The enemies are fleeing before the young wolf, and this is our first major battle, so I'm happy that we managed to get a name for ourselves here. We can basically just reform now, deal with the rest of the cavalry, and then yeah, train these soldiers up. I'm hoping plenty of upgrades, but yeah, look at that, 74 upgrades. We needed this battle, because without it, I don't think we would have had enough to take on Tywin's first army. Okay, a good little initial battle. We can also take some of the prisoners on, but this is what I'm mainly looking forward to. We managed to just basically level up half of our army right there. So we'll select everybody, and as you can see, all of a sudden these guys from going, pretty basic armor, now they get a much better helmet, they get a bigger shield, and also equip that spear, which is going to be so important for dealing with Tywin. We also get some prisoners that we could maybe take to recruit. I don't want to take them right now because it will slow me down, and we can take a few more of the other soldiers as well, because we're going to need soldiers as much as we can get. Okay, now let's make our way back to Moat Cailin whilst waiting for the rest of our forces to arrive, and of course heal any of the wounded that we did receive. Okay, the majority of the forces are now here, so we have about 677 men. We of course have another couple hundred still coming. I actually don't know if this is going to be enough to make our way down to Moat Cailin, because chances are as soon as we are there, we will then get hit. So let's maybe get Robert Glover in to come and fight us. We could also get some of the Mormonts. Yeah, let's get some of them. They're pretty far away though. Yeah, actually, no, what we should do, thinking about it now, is we should probably do people who are closest to us. I mean, the Hornwoods could definitely come. The Stouts, the Dustins, we don't want them to come. Okay, there we go. I've picked up ourselves about another 200 men, and I think with about 900, I should be able to take on pretty much anything that Tywin has, and will then also be able to deal with any other forces that do come at us, especially when we're trying to take Harrenhall, because Harrenhall's going to have a decent garrison as well. Of course, Tywin's not going to want to leave that undefended, and it's a pretty sensible place that is where we're going to attack. Yeah, we're about to leave the safety of the Riverlands and start going into some more dangerous territory. Is Harrenhall Harrenhall's still classed as the Riverlands, right? We're not quite into the Crown Lands quite yet. So let's make our way over with 800 men. I have no idea where Tywin has sent his forces, if he's just building up, if he's busy, because I don't think Tywin is fighting anyone else right now, because if you don't know, yeah, in this mod, basically there are scripted wars that you can take a look at. So all of these wars will happen at certain times when certain events happen, and I think it's really, really cool that does happen, because it basically creates the War of the Five Kings. things, and yeah, it just basically adds a little bit more flavor, especially when the events fire, like Daenerys Invasion, and when Renly dies, and other things like that. So it's quite cool. But yeah, as of right now, there's Gregor Clegane running around. But yeah, let's just set this castle under besiege. Oh, only a 200-man garrison. Okay, we will take that. We might rush this assault then before Tywin can react, because no doubt the scouts have told him that there is a large northern army besieging Harrenhall, so I imagine he'll be over here pretty quickly. Richard Stark has just arrived now, and we might rush this settlement. I'll wait until Great John Umber has arrived, of course, but with our 1,000 men, I think we just go in with this. We have one catapult. It's a little bit scary, but yeah, let's lead the assault. So I think for the most part, we're going to set our forces up into some more like variety. I don't want to have as many soldiers being brought into battle. I want these guys to be pretty spread out realistically, because again, the AI has a lot of artillery piece, and if they get one big hit on like these soldiers, we're in a big problem, like trouble. So yeah, let's try and spread out as much as possible. Just need to make our way to the gates as quickly as possible, and obviously get that artillery piece off and operational. I'll let Howland Reed lead my main force, while let Wyman Manley sit in the back on his big old. Galbert Glover can lead one of the forces, and I guess Roose Bolton as well can lead the other, even though he'll probably throw them into battle. We'll make over Howland Reed, and I guess it'd be bad not to let Great John Umber lead a force as well. Right, boys, forward. Where is that artillery piece station? Because that's what we're going to have to deal with, is right there, and this is going to hurt. I can already tell. We need to get there as quickly as possible. Yeah, okay. We need to get maybe these guys a bit further back. You might also be wondering as well, you know, this castle doesn't look anything like Harrenhal. Well, of course it doesn't. They haven't quite got to completing all these settlements. There's so many amazing settlements in Game of Thrones. They're currently, I think, have 3 or 4 done right now, but it's such a lengthy process to create these. Honestly, it's probably the most time-consuming thing in the mod. So again, they are getting there. They are starting to implement them more and more, which is nice. But until we have a little bit more time to do stuff like this, it's going to take them a while. But let's get up here quickly before the defenders can really react. Do I want to be the first up? I guess I do. I want to get that artillery piece up, and we can probably sneak our way through. So we'll just try and push these guys off. But yeah, our main goal here is just to deal with the artillery coup. We want to defend this cannon and stop it from shooting, because again, the defense here isn't that great. We can even pick up some of the fire pots here and launch them at the defenders. They'll explode and do some pretty good damage, and now we can whip out ice and just start going to town, hacking down the militia. That's one thing as well I really wish they would do in Realm of Thrones, is improve the garrisons. I understand they are supposed to just be a garrison, and realistically the garrisons weren't as heavily armored, but I really do wish that they were, because it just makes sieges a bit more difficult and a bit more time consuming. Because right now we're gonna just rip through these defenders. We outnumber them 4-1, and it's gonna be a pretty big breeze in the park. But yeah, I do very much wish that the garrisons were just more heavily armored. They were just proper decent, like tier 3, tier 4 troops. To mention as well is that this settlement is going to be a little bit harder to take, just because of how RBM sets all the archers up. They actually add these individual positions by themselves, so they can actually do a really good job. Nice though, we have broken down this right flank. Now we've got men pushing in, and now, of course, dealing with these archers is going to be a pretty good priority. Okay, it looks like the settlement has been taken. We've pushed them back to the keep, and that is Harrenhal secure. And our army is pretty much untouched. We lost 100, we lost 70 men, 30 wounded. I would say that's pretty good for our first engagement. I was able to kill 27 myself, and now Harrenhal is secure. We'll be able to rest up here, maybe call more northern banners south. I think we'll leave as many Northmen north as we can until we actually engage Tywin's armies in the field, because that's when it's going to start being a little bit scarier, and we're of course going to take a lot of casualties. Once again though, the most important thing is that our army is upgrading. We're now finally starting to get some Stark soldiers. We could also get some Stark horsemen, but these aren't the best. The actual northern base troops are way better for cavalry, so I think I'm going to just lean into our specialty, and that's going to be our heavier infantry. You can really start to see now that these guys are getting some serious armor, much better equipment, and able to basically deal with anything that comes their way. Again, I mean, there's probably no point in devastating Harrenhal. It's probably already pretty devastated. We'll pillage any of the supplies that the Lannisters left behind, which will hopefully provide us some good bonuses. It annoys Gregor Clegane, though, I would imagine, losing his famous seat, and boom, look at that, right at the God's Eye, we have now secured Harrenhal. We'll be able to wait here for some time, replenish our army, gather more supplies, and you can see Gregor right there. And I would imagine Tywin's going to be over here pretty soon. It also is probably not going to be too crazy that we're going to expect a actual force to arrive here to maybe try and take this back. Obviously, leaving a garrison here is going to be pretty important. Look at this for Blackfishes right here as well. I love his armor. It looks so good. Hello. Hello, my man. We are here. So yeah, owner Harrenhall, who should we give this to? I mean, probably Roose if he needs it. Oh no, the Mormons could. People seemingly want to give it to the Mormons. Okay, they can have it. They can have it. Even though I don't think I have a Mormon with me, which is surprising. So one thing I might do, I've made my way over to Riverrun, by the way, is one thing I might do is I might use the keep and actually start recruiting some Riverman soldiers, because I feel like it's quite like, you know, oh, we actually can't do it because they don't like us enough. Okay, sorry, I thought Edmir did like us, but maybe a few too many telling offs has made him a little bit angry with me. Okay, that was going to be my A plan of actually utilizing the Rivermen soldiers to actually go garrison my castles, because it's kind of thematic. Technically, we're not in an alliance yet with the Riverlands, but that's fine. I'm going to stick around Harrenhall and see if the Lannisters actually approach us, and then we have to make a decision. Do we go down to the Stony Step and try and cut them off from King's Landing? Do we march on King's Landing? Or do we push into like that and maybe try and take Hornvale to gain keep and then push up to Castle Rock and take away the Lannisters' pride and joy? Okay, here we go. So we don't have a main Lannister army here, but we do have a force that is currently stationed outside of Harrenhal, and we're going to want to engage with pretty quickly. We'll wait until daytime breaks and we'll launch our assault. We, of course, want to make sure we try and protect the garrison at Harrenhal as much as possible, and this is going to be our first major engagement. And as you guys can see, look at that kind of troop makeup right there. Is anyone else? It's mainly just the Marbrands. There's a few Braxes here, and there's also a Crackhall and also a Kenning. Okay, there's a few officers here, but there's no Lannisters here, which is a shame. But as you guys will see from the Lannister makeup, it's mainly cavalry. The entire noble troop line is cavalry for the Lannisters, so compared to us, they already outnumber our horse massively. However, we do have the advantage when it does come to infantry, so that's going to be our main goal. But yeah, look at that. Look at the balance of power. Even though we outnumber them heavily, they still have such a big advantage against us. Luckily, because we're attacking them and they're attacking our castle, they actually have to come towards us, so we're going to utilize that to our advantage. And there is a perfect river here. Oh baby, I mean, to be fair, we could also defend up here and use the high ground, which actually I'm going to do. The river would be great, but having archers positioned here, infantry positioned on either flank, I think that's going to nullify their cavalry even more. This is how we're going to do things. I'm going to have my main line led by myself. I will make sure I lead the infantry into battle, and we're going to basically set up a good position like right about here. These guys will be in shield wall, and they'll be basically tasked with just holding this line, preventing any cavalry from outflanking us, preventing any cavalry from doing anything they shouldn't be. The next line has to be led by Roose Bolton. He's one of my most loyal subjects of them all, and his goal is to basically defend this right flank. And then finally, our reserve line led by the Honourable Howland Reed will basically position to be a bit further back, prevent anything from coming around here. I think the AI will probably come up this route and assault these guys, who again should be in that shield wall, that nice tight formation to hold the line. And again, he will be here to hold that, and then Howland Reed is going to come in and supply. If anyone comes around here, we can utilize these forces to basically hit any of them. We'll then stick our archers, which we surprisingly have a large amount of them. They'll be in loose formation and they'll be positioned here, and again, we'll let Wyman take care of them and push them into battle. He provides them with plenty of bonuses, so I'm not going to be complaining. And these guys have a pretty good vantage point of just hammering shots down. And we finally have our cavalry. I think our cavalry should be led by some of the stronger horse lords of the north, and of course, him being Galbert Glover basically means I have to promote him. We can now then send a few other soldiers, so we'll send Great John Umber over here. We'll split up the rest of the lords for Car Starks, not to be put in with the Glovers, as I've just done battle. Well, we'll have to just deal with it. And here we go. Let's make our way into battle. We'll push our cavalry off to the right flank as well. We'll utilize these guys to kind of countercharge in the field. I want to basically just give the AI a bit more time to come towards me. And one thing I just absolutely love about like raise your banners and stuff is just seeing all the different house sigils. I think it looks so cool. It really, really does. Okay, so we might need to start doing some organizing now, because it does seem like the AI is positioned over here. Are they coming towards me? Oh, they're not. I thought they would have to come at me because of the way that the sieges work. Like, we attack them, but they're sieging me, so technically they're the attackers. But it seems like they're not. Okay, we'll have to think of a new battle plan then. Okay, so new battle plan then. We are going to approach them like so. So we are going to come with infantry on one flank. Actually, no, we'll have a main center line here. Because again, keep in mind, the biggest problem in this battle is going to be the cavalry. If we can deal with the Lannister cavalry, we're going to win the day pretty easily and rout them pretty easily. They have next to no infantry. So we're going to set ourselves up here. We're going to put our lines into square formation on either flank. That should provide our flank flanks will basically just be boxes of pikes, which they're not going to be able to penetrate. We then also have superior archers, so we'll set our archers up like so, and then we have one cavalry flank, and I'll stick that cavalry flank on the weaker line of our infantry. But to be fair, this is more open, and we're going to basically try and engage them along this river. So as they come across this river, they're going to get pretty hard by arrows, they're going to get hit pretty hard by everything else. I'm just hoping that we're going to be able to arrive in time. We might actually have to send forth ourselves to deal with them. No, it looks like they're just being quite passive. They also do have a lot of archers of their own, so we do need to be somewhat careful of that. We'll then let our archers start opening up shots as well. Give them a volley, boys. Give them a volley. Also look at Wyman Manderley. There you go. Our first volley coming off. Now, they're going to be hitting us as well, so just keep that in mind. Oh, and it does seem like the Lannisters are trying to cross on this left flank. I'm not going to deal with that, so I'm not going to let them do that, for example. Let's get our cavalry over here ASAP, I think. Unless they try and come over on this other side as well, which I don't think they're doing. Our archers should do a pretty good job here as well. Yeah, this infantry line as well they're setting up like this can really help to blockade this with our archer line there. And we obviously also have this line defending these guys as well. Perfect. Let's get our archers, let's get our cavalry over here. And I think I'm going to lead the charge and just try and stop that Lannister push. Hey, is a all-out brawl now as the Lannisters push in. We'll try and just take as many of them off their horses as we can. Nice, that's one kill taken down, which is great. Another one right there. We can even try and wield ice. One of the things I hate about the Bannerlord AI, though, is like, look at this. We're like in the enemy infantry line, which is just so stupid. Like, why do they do that? Of course, they don't want to charge into headlong infantry. But yeah, boom, we'll engage as much as we can, try and take out these Lannister officers as much as we can. And look, our flank is now working quite nicely. We are pinning them down, taking out a few of them as they try and push through these square lines. Nice. I can even whip out our sword. Now we're in melee. Boom, boom, boom. And we should also encourage them to get a little bit closer. I'm actually going to go into a circle. I feel like a circle is a bit tighter than this square. It wasn't such a bad engagement for us. We were able to take down a bunch of their horses, and our archers doing a pretty good job. Now I feel like maybe I want to push forward and try and force them forward. Like, we outnumber their lines so much at infantry, but I think if we can crush that, then we can really set ourselves up. So let's start moving our lines forward now. I'm going to still position my archers up on this hill, and I'm going to leave them a little vanguard here just to protect from any more cavalry charges, which they should be okay with. We're going to push up our line. We're going to have one line obviously protecting from this cavalry charge here. The other line's going to be there, and I'm going to set my horses up, so as soon as this cavalry comes across the field, we're going to hit them super hard. They, of course, do have that high ground, which might be a bit silly, but I'm trying to draw them into the river where we can utilize our archer line and everything else. Oh my lord. Okay, we need to be very careful here then. That cavalry can come in at any time. Yeah, we need more support over here. Let's get the cavalry up here, and we're going to charge that with infantry support as well, which should go in our favor. I also have no idea why I've been dismounted, but I guess, alas, we have been. Yeah, our cavalry arriving has scared them off, which is good. Right, infantry line, we need to push on them now. Okay, here their infantry comes, then we should be able to hit them really nicely. Okay, hold the line here, hold the line here, hold the line here. Yeah, you guys hold on. Fall back, and hold this line. That's perfect. Okay, then we'll get these guys on this flank, which can hold here. And our cavalry are pushing deep because I want to go after their archers. Yeah, cavalry come after these archers, hit them hard, and we engage them. And okay, that's going to be really painful. We've just been hit so hard. They've ripped for our infantry line, and they're just pushing in right now. Block on this right flank, though, has completely held up the Lannister line, though. That's really good. That's exactly what I wanted to have happen. Now managed to find myself a horse so I can command in a little bit of a better fashion. Yeah, and we need... Okay, we're going to tell these guys to charge now, so they can just, again, deal with more of this Lannister cavalry. I've kind of left my archers to die. I really didn't think they'd do that much, but they have. Yeah, they've ripped through my archers. So I think with our archers now, we form a square. They are now useless, so we'll get them to form a square. Our cavalry are doing their thing, and yeah, dealing with this horse can be important, but as I said, that's not going to win us a battle. Winning us a battle is going to be this infantry fight that is currently erupting. Oh my god, they're breaking my left flank. Okay, we need to get down here then with ice, start cutting through a few of these Lannister soldiers. Luckily, we've kind of completely nullified their line there, which is nice. Oh, we have this line of infantry as well. Yeah, these archers, sorry, and then this infantry. I think I need this infantry down here. Our archers are going to be fine. Let's get these guys down here ASAP because we need to reinforce this line. I'm going to even dismount just to get stuck in here with ice. I mean, it's surprising how fast you can wield this sword. They need to definitely slow down the animation. But yeah, let's start getting stuck in here. The Karstarks are doing their thing. This is ideally what we wanted to have happen, though. Like, even though we are up against it with a lot of Lannister cavalry, they're slow in this. So we can pin them down and use it to our advantage. Okay, reinforcements have arrived now. We'll charge these guys in. Our archers are still just holding the line, and we got more infantry. Our right flank is pushing hard, and we are dealing with the enemy cavalry. Again, it's a close battle for sure. Let's make our way over. Our cavalry is, I think, maybe I've just not utilized it too well. But yeah, we're about to completely outflank the entire Lannister infantry with this right flank, which is going to be huge. Their cavalry, again, still causing us issues, but we'll just keep on working on it, and hopefully will whittle them down. And Roose Bolton just led an amazing charge there in the back of the Lannister army, and it's actually falling back now. Beautiful stuff. We might decide to fall back, though, as I don't want to run into, like, enemy lines. We, of course, want to keep on harassing and dealing as much damage to them as we can. We need to be very careful about it. There's still a brutal infantry and missile line. So, yeah, let's fall back and we'll take them on again. I think I really like this position, though, so we're going to hold this position here. Okay, let's push our way forward now. They actually have, a surprisingly larger amount of infantry than we do, which is a little bit scary, but I'm going to push forward my main force like this. I'm going to have a side force reinforced. I think, yeah, our main force makes our way in, and then this side force goes in after the archers, and that's how we're going to approach the situation. We might even utilize these archers. Yeah, I'm going to actually utilize these archers as a secondary infantry line. We'll get them into normal formation, and we'll use them to help me flank out their archers. We have no real way of dealing with their cavalry. The problem is their reinforcements haven't, our reinforcements haven't spawned yet. Oh my god, I'm getting smashed by this guy. Yeah, our reinforcements haven't spawned yet, whereas theirs have, which kind of does suck a little bit because this cavalry charge is going to hurt, but I think I can probably win with wire. So there you go. Our main line is now engaging fully into their battle line, which is great, and then we just need these archers, like all the loose archers. Yeah, all the loose archers to go after these guys. Really, if the loose archers chase them off, then this infantry can turn and just hit him from the back. Yeah, get into normal formation as well. Let's go, go, go. That cavalry charge from the back goes down, and no, I'm down as well. Okay, just keep on pushing, keep on pushing. Look at that, that's a complete envelopment there. Oh my god, the AI has just completely merged my entire force into one. But I mean, we have enveloped their infantry line, so I think it'll be fine. I see all the Lannisters pulling back now. Good, good, good. Don't put up any pressure. You can also see the quality in their troops. They are using the drips and drabs of their forces. Finish them off now. This is our chance to completely break the Lannister line. Keep on pushing, boys. Do not give them any quarter. Okay, we're looking like we're going to keep on pushing them. We do have our reinforcements reinforcing, but they are a big distance away. A long way for them left to come. The nice thing is, though, I feel like we still got this. Like, the quality we have here is still pretty good, and they are constantly falling back as well. So we just need to keep on pushing. I'm going to tell them to engage and see if that gives them a better chance of actually, like, no, just charge. Yeah, I want to keep on hitting them as they fall back for sure. Okay, it looks like our reinforcements are finally deciding to turn up. I did go and hold the assault because I thought it'd be better just to wait for our boys to arrive. But now they have. I think it's now time to push them in. We'll be a little bit more aggressive now. These guys should filter in, and that should really see the end of the battle. Realistically, what I could do as well is go ahead and do a little bit of a cheeky flank now that we're in like basically a choke point. We'll take like 100 men and we'll push them around the flank here. I think that's a good idea. We'll set them up first, though, so that they're here as we want to deal with them. Crossbows, we basically dealt with all of their cavalry now as well, so that's a little bit less scary to deal with. But yeah, the rest of our reinforcements have turned up again. These are all basic soldiers, so not the best men on the planet, but you know, they're still people with a sword and shield in their hands. And of course, as soon as I die, the AI takes over and completely messes up my cool plan. Okay, this little flanking vanguard is very ill-equipped to deal with these guys, but we are going to push them in regardless. Charge them down, boys. Charge. No, just go. God, the AI is so bad. I'm actually going to turn now. We've scared off the archers, so now turn and just help deal with the rest of the infantry. We've basically got them under our control now. The main goal was just to scare off the crossbows. Now they're not going to be useful in this battle whatsoever, and we've got them completely enveloped now. And this should be the destruction of the Lannister forces in the Riverlands. It's pretty beautiful, if I do say so myself. Looks very beautiful, hitting them from both sides, completely enveloped. As soon as we break through one side, then we're going to have this under our control. Until then, though, the Lannisters are still picking up a decent enough fight, but I think, yeah, they do not have long left for them. Okay, that seems to be the battle. Many a bloody engagement was had this day, and realistically, in the end, we weren't able to really pull ahead. The Lannister cavalry is just so brutal. The one upside we definitely do have is that pretty much our entire army has now leveled up. That is going to be huge. As well as that, we also managed to kill about 30 more of them, but also we have a lot less wounded, which is great, and their army should be shattered, and we'll be able to hopefully chase it down and finish it off. Oh, we also took some prisoners, and this is important for the war, because by taking prisoners, we're going to be able to reduce the amount they can actually bring to bear. So we're going to soup up on that. We're going to continue to upgrade our army, and we're actually getting some good soldiers now. Yeah, finally we're starting to get some of the House Guard, which are really, really strong. Some of the best infantry in the entire game. The most important thing to note, though, is not just my forces that are leveling up, it's also all my AI armies as well. And yeah, you can see also all them armies did just collapse. Unfortunately, the leader is going to fall away, and someone literally escaped as the battle goes. I mean, I guess that's fine. We will go to the dungeon boat and drop off our prisoners. It's going to help with our war score, and also just prevent them from being able to raise armies themselves. We are going to need to, of course, rest, though. Our army has been battered, and I might might disband a few lords as well that necessarily don't have the capacity to keep on fighting alongside us, and that's why we really set up our forces like we did. Actually, what I'm going to do, so it seems like there's another army, so there's a Baneford army there. I'm going to disband a couple of these weaker armies to go and basically chase down that force before it can really build up. So let's let the Glovers go. Let's maybe let I love Great John Umber. He's such a cool character. Let's let Howland Reed go, and we'll also let Harwin Scout go. Whilst we're doing that, though, we'll also try and grab some of the healthier soldiers as well. So we'll go take a Mormont, considering this is a Mormont castle now. We'll take Mira Reed. Sorry, we're not going north anymore. And we'll take a Kerwin as well. Why not? And that's also a nice army. So we'll take some more forces. We'll hopefully let these guys go and chase down that force now. We're going to basically prevent this army from building up if we can. Yeah, because they're going to obviously to reform this. And I think we'll be able to chase these guys down without too much trouble. Yeah, boom, that's a nice little engagement. We don't have to send anyone that important, and we can basically just clean that up good. But so less forces to worry about. We also saved a few of our boys as well as taking more prisoners. And of course, these upgrades. And look at that, we're actually getting our best soldiers now. Boom. I think I've made my decision on what to do. I think we're going to go into the Crown Lands, and we're going to just basically try and hit Joffrey where it hurts. So we're going to head our way down. I think we might go to Duskendale, try and secure that, as that's a really nice position, or we just go to Rosby and take Rosby out. Tywin's, I think, army is still reeling from our previous battle. I also think Tywin's in the Crown Land somewhere, maybe gathering his forces. So yeah, we have more men reinforcing. If they go and hit us at Harrenhall, I will fall back and try and reinforce it, and obviously just make sure that they don't take us down. Also, I like that like all my battles are loose here are just going around recruiting. But yeah, I think we might do a few raids here, just basically break a few of their castles so they can't recruit as much, and then then we either try and take Rosby or we go to Duskendale. The nice thing is about raiding villages as well, it's a great place to upgrade your soldiers. You barely lose anything, and you can just get a big kind of leg up in the war, and we need it. Our army is pretty bad. You can see I only have 125 soldiers left now. We gain also some good supplies. We also gain morale for like winning battles and stuff like that. And with our reinforcements arriving, we should be fine. Yeah, look at all the extra food. Oh, there's Gregor Clegane's army. Nice. Just mirroring us, though. I imagine Tywin will be reinforcing as well. And boom, look at that. Harrenhal is under siege once more. Okay, with our newly reinforced forces, like we now just got 900 men, and we have another couple hundred left going on. I think this will be enough. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to wrap up the episode right here. If you guys want to see the continuation of this, which we're going to do, make sure you drop a like and a comment down below. The sooner we hit, a lot of likes, the sooner I'll make sure I go and record it. But yeah, this will basically be a two-part series. The beginning of next episode, we will obviously fight this battle. I'm hoping it is Tywin sieging us at Harrenhal as well. I really hope it is. Yes, it is as well. Okay, this is perfect. We'll be fighting Tywin. Once we beat him, because of course we will, we'll then turn our forces and our attention down. We'll make our way to probably Rosby as a stronghold, and then we'll push on King's Landing. After Tywin has hopefully been captured and executed, I guess captured more so than anything else, we'll then push on, and we will make our way to King's Landing. If, of course, you want to see this epic showdown between Robb and Tywin Lannister, be sure to drop a like and a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.